Most people think Claude is just one product, but actually Anthropic is slowly building an ecosystem. And each Claude product is made for a very different kind of work. Claude Chat is for thinking. This is the one most people already use. You open a chat, write your question, upload a document, brainstorm an idea, summarize a PDF, write an email, or turn messy thoughts into something structured. It is great when you want to think with AI, but it is still mostly conversation based. You give input, Claude gives output, then you continue. It does not directly work inside your local files or your computer. Then comes Claude Code. This is where things get more serious for developers. Claude Code is not just chat for coding. It sits in your terminal, reads your code base, understands your project, writes code, runs tests, fixes errors, and can even help with Git workflows. So instead of asking, can you write this function, you can say, call code. Add this feature, follow the existing structure, test it, and fix anything that breaks. That is a very different workflow. Claude Chat helps you think about the work. Claude Code can actually help you build the work. And now there is Claude Cowork. This one is interesting because it feels like Claude Code but for everyday computer tasks. You do not need to be a developer. You can ask it to organize files, work with documents, create spreadsheets, format reports, handle repetitive workflows, and even run tasks through a desktop interface. So the simple way I see it is this. Claude Chat is for thinking. Claude Code is for building. Claude Cowork is for doing. And that difference matters. Because AI is moving away from just answering questions, it is moving toward actually completing work. The important part is not only which model you use, it is where the AI sits in your workflow. In a chat window, it becomes a thinking partner. In your terminal, it becomes a coding partner. On your desktop, it becomes an execution partner. That is the real shift. But there is also another problem starting to appear around these agentic coding systems. And honestly, AI is slowly becoming a hardware problem, not just a model problem. Claude Code is incredibly powerful, but many developers are already hitting rate limits very quickly during heavy sessions. Because these workflows are extremely inference intensive. The model is not generating one answer anymore. It is reading files, writing code, running tests, fixing errors, replanning tasks, managing context across huge repositories, and all of that consumes enormous inference capacity. We are already seeing companies talk publicly about how expensive these workflows are becoming at scale. Uber even discussed internally how AI coding workflows could consume massive infrastructure budgets very quickly. That is why inference infrastructure suddenly matters so much. A lot of people still focus only on the model, but the real bottleneck is increasingly the hardware underneath it. This is why I think purpose-built inference hardware is becoming one of the most important parts of the AI stack. Personally, I like running Claude Code style workflows on SambaNova RDUs. These systems are designed specifically for large-scale inference workloads, long context windows, and continuous AI execution. If you are in Europe, you can access SambaNova infrastructure through INFERCOM, which runs fully inside the EU. For Australia, you can use SCX AI. That combination makes a lot of sense for enterprises where sovereignty, throughput, latency, and infrastructure stability actually matter. Because AI is no longer only about software anymore. The next AI race is infrastructure.